Evening VC, Dave here. So we are flying along now in the Blue Note project, and we are on a very significant record, especially for me, and that is Grachan Moncur the Third, Evolution. And this one is 4153 in the 4100 series. I don't even know where to start. I can tell you that I played trombone for 7 years solid, and almost all of it was just, reading sheet music, presented to me. Not a lot of improvisation with what we did in band, and I ended up in All-State, New York, where that was a lot of fun because I got to play with other musicians, and that led to some playing, experimenting a little bit there. But it wasn't until I heard this record that I even knew you could do these types of things with the instrument. This is just phenomenal. And this record was introduced to me by Teddy. Eat Sleep Vinyl, the Vinyl Orgy, his video on 1964. And it's funny, he's texting me right now. But yeah, this record. Okay, let's get into it. Recorded in November of 1963 by Rudy Van Gelder. This was not released until April of 1964. Definitely go check out that video I just mentioned. 1964 is definitely, to me, the pinnacle year in jazz, especially on Blue Note, and for the avant-garde movement. And this record, to me, is perfection personified in that realm. Your players, of course, Grachan Moncur the Third on trombone. There are 4 tracks here. He wrote them all. He conducted them. Lee Morgan is on trumpet. Jackie McLean on alto. Bobby Hutcherson on the vibes. Bob Crenshaw on bass. And Anthony Williams on the drums. He was still very young at this time. And of course, you have the striking cover here. The Reed Miles cover, Francis Wolff photo that I absolutely love. Its placement here, and you can see where it says Grachan Moncur the Third on the inside of his horn that's etched in there. It's just fantastic. So the music, a little bit about Grachan Moncur the Third. He grew up in a musical family. His brother was a jazz musician. As a kid, he played in a band in Newark with Wayne Shorter, and he even said everybody in this band's gonna make it, and they did. And with this album Moncur, he made it. I mean to tell you, yeah. The songs to start it off is Air Raid, and I'm going to read to you some of the quotes from Grachan Moncur the Third that's in the liner notes from A.B. Spellman, because it's rare in these liner notes to get quotes from the musicians themselves. So yeah, of Air Raid, he said, this makes a picture for me. Everybody was swinging, everybody meant what they played, and that's about it. So with Air Raid, it starts off with Bobby Hutcherson just laying down this really eerie, cool vibe. And then Jackie McLean comes in. And then there's soloing throughout from all the horns. Fantastic avant track. Everything, it really is its own organism, this song, Air Raid. And then Evolution. So this is what he said about Evolution. As it says, I used only whole notes in Evolution. I wanted the melody and the rhythm to be one thing, so I tried to keep the time as much in the horns as in the drums. By the title, I meant to suggest the beginning of a change in mankind. And oh, what a change it is. This is the beginnings of just brilliant avant-garde. The rhythm section keeps this real minimal, repetitive, slow groove going with Bobby Hutcherson and Bob Grachan and Tony Williams. And then the horns are allowed to solo freely throughout, but not really in true free jazz form, and definitely in the avant. So then you move on to side B and the coaster, where the rhythm picks up a good bit in that track. And this is what he said about that one. He says, "I was thinking of the coaster at Coney Island. The idea was to play as if you were coasting." And man, yeah, there's some work by Tony Williams in that track. On the cymbals is just mind-blowing. Love the coaster. And then the last track is Monk in Wonderland. And this is what he said about that one. He said, most of the accomplished musicians today have come through Monk. I know he's been a good guide for me in rhythm and in learning to listen generally. Notice the shift from 3/4 to 4/4 in the solos. The pulse stays the same while the beat changes. That's the way Monk plays. And as far as I'm concerned, in Monk in Wonderland, it's the only cut on the album where all the horns are in unison at the beginning of the track, and then in unison again at the end of the track. All the other tracks, the horns do their own thing, come in and out. Monk in Wonderland, and it still in the middle takes off in different directions. But with Bob Cranshaw just emulating Monk through the bass, it's a very unique cut. I absolutely love this record. It's my #1 Blue Note. This is the 75th anniversary pressing that on my system sounds absolutely fantastic. These get a lot of grief, and rightfully so if you've picked one up with a pressing issue, but mine is perfection, and it's Bernie Grumman mastered this bad boy, and I mean, even Teddy will tell you that some of these 75ths are where it's at for the price. And of course, I've had the Russian Sasha here in town set up my system, so I'm gonna know right off if something's wrong. And this is just a beauty, and an essential record in the Blue Note catalog. Grachan Moncur the Third, Evolution, 4153. I love this record so much, I even have this crazy cassette with the crazy Japanese obi. Yeah. Hope everybody's well out there. Peace.